We're back. I'm actually still streaming, guys. Not the same song on loop. It didn't play the same song on loop last time. I mean, it played a lot of Pentakill stuff, but it didn't play... Also, I had to fix my audio settings. Give me a second. I had to mess with my audio settings, because when I was trying to fix chat, I was just doing stuff on my keyboard to set up, like, all the HTML, like, the coding and whatever. And I realized I was apparently activating hotkeys on my OBS, because it was changing my audio levels. So I think I fixed them again. I have no idea how everything sounds. So you guys will have to say if, like, the music or my mic is messed up. And I also got sound alerts working too now. I still haven't been able to hook them up to channel points though, so I have no idea what the deal is with that. Let me turn this down a little bit. Now we wait for the Discord and ping in 10 minutes. Has the bot been that bad on Discord? I have that channel muted, admittedly, so I don't actually know how the Discord ping has been. But I imagine people just have pings in general muted on Discord, right? Because I have pings for, like, pretty much every server I'm in. Pings are off. Which could also just be a me thing, because I hate notifications. Like, I have all the notifications on my phone disabled, all the notifications on my PC disabled. I don't like getting notifications. It stresses me out. I don't want to know how many people are trying to talk to me. I'd rather people just not try to talk to me. Let me move this around. Yeah. Imagine how creating a role for when you go live. I mean, wouldn't that technically just be every role? Right? But yeah. I don't know. Maybe I just feel like it's annoying when people get pinged. Or at least I feel like it's annoying when I ping people, which is why I don't do it, like, ever. But who knows? Maybe people actually like being pinged. Dude, I don't know how people do... Like, if you look at someone's, like, app icons, and there'll be someone who has, like, 300 notifications, or, like, you know, 7,000. I've seen some people have, like, Discord notifications. That's insane. How do you go about life like that, with that just always on your taskbar in the corner of your eye, just seeing, like, 7,000 in, like, bright red? I feel like I would constantly be on the edge of a breakdown if I had to just see those numbers everywhere. Like, I don't want to know how many things I haven't replied to. Even my email inbox, I always tried to keep my email inbox really tidy, other than, like, my spam emails, just because I don't want to see those numbers. Dude, I'm just glad I fixed my playlist so I can listen to my own music. Because I had to take out some stuff with that's not stream appropriate, or, like, there's actually some artists that are really pedantic about their music being used and will go and find live streams using it. Or at least so I've heard on TikTok. I don't know how true that is, but either way, I've just had to get rid of a lot of, like, stuff. I don't want to know how many people I'm ghosting. Shoka, who do you have to ghost? Who do you even have to ghost, huh? But no, that's fair. I mean, people don't really text me either. So yeah, I don't really get texts. Which is also good for me, because that means anyone who does text me is probably, like, a spam bot. So I don't have to look at it. Actually, I do get a lot of texts for this really old guy named Christian that used to have my number. I think it's Christian. People just call him Chris, because I keep getting texts for Chris. But I think he's just been using my number as, like, a spam number, or it's one that he used to have and just never updated, because I get so many people calling and texting about him, or, like, for him. And he'll subscribe to shit too, and it comes to my texts. I don't want these. I mean, I think he's ghosting his own kids. This is just my theory. I think he's ghosting his own children, because one time I got a call from a dude and he was like, yeah, who is this? And I'm like, who is this? You called me. And he's like, no, I called my dad. And I was like, well, this isn't your dad's number. This is my number, and it has been for years. And he's like, oh, sorry, whatever. And he read my number back to me. So he was calling my number thinking it was his father's phone number. How many years has this man never talked to his son? How many years has this son not tried to call his dad? Because at that point, I've had that phone number for like 4 years. 3, 4 years, if not more than that. But causing men to cheat on his family. No, I even told him I've had this number for years, so it's not your dad's number. But, you know, who knows? I hope that guy ended up getting in contact with his dad, though. But also, do you not know have you not how do you go years? I guess things are different when you're an adult, but still, how do you go actual years never calling or texting your parents at all? To the point where you just assume they never changed their number. You're his dad. I am his dad, Cowboy. Oh, seeing Cowboy in chat reminded me. I updated the bit badges because I had those files on my PC for a while. And I always meant to change them, but I just kept forgetting and then I stopped streaming. But now I've updated all the bit badges. So now we actually fit the bar theme a little bit. My audio levels keep telling me I'm peaking. Is my mic too loud this time compared to the music? I need to get those fixed. I still don't know what hotkeys I was pressing because I was just going and doing all the coding stuff for a custom chat box. Because I needed to fix some things because I probably copy-pasted wrong. And I must have been activating hotkeys because I wasn't tabbed into OBS. I had OBS open so that I could see chat while I was doing it, but it was just activating stuff. I haven't talked to my dad since middle school and my eldest sister in years. Shoka, don't you live with your family? Outside of the high when she calls. Oh no, you live with your brother. I guess your sister's already moved out. Fair enough. I mean, to be fair, I also haven't talked to my brother in an actual decade, but that's a whole other thing. Siblings don't count. With our stepdad. Ah! To be fair, I didn't even know you had a stepdad. I don't even remember you talking about your father at all. Did you ever end up fixing your floor and ceiling, by the way? From the various holes that were forcibly put in it? If they don't text me, I never text back. I mean, that's kind of how I am. Actually, no, that is how I am. If people don't message me, I almost never message them first. And even then, I don't really like when people message me because I'm not good at ending conversations. I'm not good at ending conversations or figuring out when to end a conversation. So a lot of times I'll just keep responding until they have to end it and it gets real awkward. Because I feel rude if I end it first. Fixed by nailing a plank of wood to it. Oh no. I guess you have more shelf space. That's the bright side. You get more shelf space when you do that. But wouldn't it be easier to just like plaster it a little bit rather than nailing an external plank of wood? Because at least with plaster you can like level it out and make it smooth to the whatever wall was there before, right? I feel like that would be an easier solution than nailing a plank of wood to the wall. But that's just me. Dude, Shoka, I will admit, I still think about that rat thing you did. Which, I don't know, we don't really get that many rats here, or at least not that I've seen. We actually do get bats in our area, though. We don't get, like, rats, as far as I'm aware of. But we have... I don't know if it's all of Sydney or just, like, in our area. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of areas in Sydney, because I've seen them in Parramatta. But we get, like, huge bats here. And we can see them flying in the evening outside our window. Like, in the evening or, like, in the really, really early morning sometimes, I think. But no, we can see them flying, and they're huge. They're bigger than the birds sometimes. Because I think they're, like, crows or ravens sometimes. But then I remember that we don't really get crows or ravens in our area at all. Like, ever. So they're obviously the bats. Oh, that's an Uxie emote. Dude, I haven't seen Uxie emotes in a very long time. How are you? Hello, oof, welcome back. There goes the Discord ping. Why is the Discord ping so late? Bored. Oh, bored. Since you're here and lurking, that reminds me, I had to fix all the sound alerts to figure out why they weren't working. And they've added a lot of like video sound alerts too. They've updated it a lot in the past 2 years. I'm really proud of them because I remember the sound alerts thing used to be so clunky to use, but now it's actually functional and it's usable. We love that. But no, I'm doing good, oof. We're doing good. We actually are back. I think streaming twice a week is good for me mentally because it gives me people to yap to, but also it gives me a long enough break that like I don't get exhausted by it. Because I found out, I don't know what you would call this, whether it's like introverted, extroverted, or just like stupid. Um, but I found out that I like talking to people and I like being social, but I have a very, very, very small battery for it. And then once that's depleted, I don't want to see or talk to anyone for like the next week. Or not like, no, that's a little bit of exaggeration, but like, I don't want anything to do with people in general. Like, I don't want to be perceived for like at least the next 24 to 48 hours. Right? Does that make sense? But I'm not like a full introvert because I do want to interact with people. Why red on screen chat? It's red and gray, thank you very much. I don't know. I could go fix the colors, but I couldn't think about what color to do. I'll probably make them more pink later. Head mod. I think I just need to replace the Discord bot. I think the bot needs to be replaced / updated part-time introvert. I'm also really good at work, surprisingly. Like when I go to work or I'm like doing something that I perceive as work, like if I have to go to an event or something as like I don't know, just for whatever reason, if I'm doing something work related, I switch on, I lock in. I get like so social. I'm so good at talking to people. Everyone loves me because I just say what people want to hear, and I'm like super like bubbly and outgoing and blah blah blah. And then as soon as it hits like 5 p.m. or whenever that work event is over and I can clock out and go home, I'm dead to the world. I'll be on public transport and I look like I've seen a dead body and I just go home. No one talks to me. Sometimes I don't even talk to Green. I'll just like go to bed. And that's what I like. Thought you're gone for good. I was sad. I mean, I've never fully been gone to good. I've still been checking in the Discord and whatever. But I think just a big part of it was I was just like, I don't know. The way I was streaming and the way I got into streaming wasn't necessarily the best path, especially because I didn't really have I don't know, I didn't really have any sort of experience with content creation and just whatever in general because I didn't even really watch content creators or streamers that much back then, admittedly. Um, but I didn't really have a full idea, and I was kind of like stupid. So I was kind of like running myself into the ground mentally. And that's also why I'm not streaming games anymore, guys. Or at least they're gonna be very, very rare. Because I realized when I stream games, I don't really enjoy playing them as much. And then, like, playing games offline becomes hard because I keep thinking, oh, I should be streaming this. Like, why am I not streaming this game? Like, I shouldn't be playing this right now. And it just made me not really like playing games. But now I like playing games again, which is probably the biggest thing. And I really enjoyed all the games I played off-stream. But that being said, if we do see games that I really think would be fun with a chat, then I'll obviously play them on stream. Rip Rebin? Oh, you mean... Wait, is the bot on Discord still called Kebin? Like with a B? I'll assume that's what you're referring to, but yeah, we gotta kill him off. We gotta get a new one that actually pushes out the alert properly. But then what games have I been playing? Wait, hold on, what was I about to say? Oh, right. But then I feel like I don't really know what Discord bots people are using, so I have to figure that out and what bot to switch to. And then we'll get it set up. But Discord's pretty low on the priority, admittedly. But yeah, I played... Ooh. What have I really actually been liking? Other than Rivals, which we talked about last time, and then Monster Hunter Rise... I keep saying Rise! Monster Hunter Wilds, which we're still in the progress of playing. We played Shadow of the Erd Tree. We played that in Seamless Co-op, which was great. But, we played Path of Exile 2 for a little bit. We didn't get all the way to Act 3, which is what's currently available in the open beta, alpha, whatever it's in right now. It's up to Act 3. We didn't actually get to Act 3. I think we just finished Act 1, maybe? And then we took a break and then just haven't gotten back into it, which we probably should at some point. I've been playing a lot of Hades 2. I've beaten the current final boss. They're still in early access, so they're still adding stuff, but as of right now, the current final boss that's in Hades 2, I have beaten it several times. So that's great. And then Katamari. I've learned it's really nice and chill if you have a projector, especially set up like in a bedroom or somewhere like in the couch where you can lay down and just be laying with Katamari and like holding the controller, just playing Katamari in the like almost pitch black light. It's a great experience. You can just be completely out of it. Just rolling the little Katamari ball with the Katamari music. 10 out of 10, recommend. And then House Flipper 2 and The Sims. I've gotten back into The Sims, which is terrible for my storage space, because I have installed so many mods and I've barely played the actual Sims. Okay, no. I've played a little bit of the actual Sims, and then the first thing my Sim did, because most of the time when I play The Sims, I'm getting like really off track. Most of the time when I play The Sims, I just kind of like download mods for 4 hours and then open the game, and then make a character with all the new stuff I downloaded and like maybe do some decorating in the house, and then I get tired because I've spent like 8 hours on The Sims, and then I just close it. And then, you know, repeat the process in a couple months. But I have been trying to actually play The Sims as intended, and one of the first things my Sim did was I was trying to do a challenge run. I was trying to do like the 100 babies like challenge run or whatever. The first one my Sim was able to have, she ran out in a thunderstorm, put the baby on the ground, and then went back inside. Why? Why is that an action that they can do? I had to make her go back and get the baby back inside so it didn't die out there. I mean, maybe it was some mod that I had installed that was letting it do that, because I did have some mods for like just UI purposes and like a couple gameplay functionality stuff, because it's really hard to play The Sims without any type of mod. So maybe something I had was adding mechanics like that, but I feel like that just came out of nowhere. Superhero origin story mod. Or super villain. Okay, imagine that child's gonna have some serious problems if that's what's happening in the first month of its life. Like, that child's not gonna grow up great. I mean, I still haven't opened that save back up though, which I probably should. I'm not gonna get, like, I don't know how people have these huge multi-generational save files where they just play the same household like generation after generation after generation, and they just have like one long file that's been running probably since The Sims came out, who knows. I don't know how people do that. Because a lot of times, like, ugly Sims will start moving in, just randomly generated whatever. They'll start moving in, and then I don't want to play in the world anymore because it's full of ugly Sims. Or I just like lose interest and I want to just make a new Sim and build a new house, and that's it. I've been trying to get better at building because I'm not a very good architect and I don't know how to make houses look good. I like the interior decorating, I don't like the actual building part of it. I'm really bad at it. Sims families more than real family. Yeah. Okay, you have to prioritize your Sims family, okay? They're what actually matters because you can control everything and it can be your perfect little family. Rolled back my graphics driver and Wild seem to be actually working again. Yeah, I don't know what it is with games nowadays, but it feels like a lot of games are worse the better graphics card you have. Because, like, before we had to update Green's PC because it broke, he had like a, I don't know, like a 970 or whatever. Like a 990 Ti, whatever it is he had. And it would run games better than I could on my 3070. But one of our friends who's moving gifted him like a 30 series graphics card. I don't think it's a 30. No, it is a 3070. And now he's having all the same problems I have. So it's literally just an issue with the GPU, because everything else is still the same, pretty much. 980 Ti. Yeah. So we would be playing the same games, him on his 980 Ti and me on my 3070, and I would be having all these issues, and his would be running perfectly fine. You know, maybe having to turn the settings to low, but that's it. And now, he gets to experience the same thing because he finally has an RTX graphics card. Yippee! You pay more money to have worse performance. I mean, I guess technically you didn't pay because it was gifted to you, but whatever. Same principle. What are you huffing about? I have a 4060. I saw a chart that was posted somewhere where it was like, it was all of the recent graphics cards coming out, because I think it was being posted when it was, people were talking about like the 5070 and like the 980 whatever from AMD that are coming out now. But I saw a chart posted that was like performance of all like recent series graphics cards nowadays, blah blah blah, benchmarked, all using the same thing. And the 30 series graphics cards were actually still performing really well. Like, they were outperforming some of like the 40 series and stuff like that still. So, you know. I picked a good series to finally upgrade to. I don't even remember if I ever had a 20 series, because I had to sell some of my old GPUs recently. And I couldn't find a 20 series, so I don't know if I ever had one. So I must have had a 20 series, because I don't think I went straight from a 1660 to a 3070. I'm gonna get a few more and weld them together. Yeah, Green wants to have just a brick of 980 Ti's. Actually, when our friend gifted him the 3070, I think he literally said, yeah, thank you, but can I, like, just keep my 980 Ti and, like, hook them together? I'm at work, I'll be lurking. Yeah, have a good time lurking. I'm just yapping. Feel free to keep me open in a different tab. Because that's what I want. I want a yap. Like my... Oh, dude. I was gonna talk about my neighbor's dog because I heard it barking earlier and it reminded me when I said the word yap. But my neighbors, I'm convinced, are not real people. Right? Because one of the people that lives on our floor, they're like this gay couple. And they're like LA Hollywood gays. They're both like very put together, athletic, attractive, whatever young men. But they have this really tiny dog. Like, imagine LA Hollywood gays and what type of dog they would have. That's the type of dog they had. And it had like a little bow on its collar and everything. And then, like a month later, I see them again with a different, equally tiny dog. I've never seen that first dog again. And just recently, they had a third equally tiny dog. I've never seen the first two dogs ever again. What happened to them? Where are they getting these dogs, and what are they doing with them? And I know that they have dogs in their apartment, because sometimes I'll be walking to the elevator, and I'll pass by their apartment, and I hear the dog, and I hear one dog. It's always only ever one dog I'm hearing in their apartment. So they must only have one dog. But what happened to the first two? Maybe they're feeding them to wildlife. That's why they're taking it out on a walk. They're actually preparing it to go get fed. Like, I don't know, I feel like living in an apartment especially, you meet so many people that you feel like should not be real people. Either that, or we just had a lot of disaster neighbors, to be fair. Because, like, one of our old neighbors, they had a kid, and every time the kid cried, they just, like, put them out in the hallway, so they didn't have to deal with it, and they'd only let the kid back in when the kid stopped crying. So like, everyone else in our hall would have to deal with the kid in the hallway crying. But they moved out, so that's fine. But then another family moved in that lets their kid, like, run around and play in the hallway. Which also isn't great for noise, but at least it's better than crying and being locked outside. But, like, these aren't real people. None of these people exist. Right? Do you ever feel that way when you meet people? Like, not even neighbors, maybe like coworkers or just people in the street where you meet someone and you talk to them, or maybe you just see something and you're like, this is not a real interaction. You don't exist. This is not a thing that happens in real life. It almost feels like if you tell someone, no one would believe you. Right? Because, like, I had a coworker, and he was just walking around with his lunch. I think he was coming to, like, ask me something, but he had his lunch on his plate, and he was just, like, at my cubicle because he was talking to, I think, my desk neighbor. And I look over at his plate, and it was just 8 chicken breasts. Like, 8 grilled chicken breasts, and that's it. Nothing else. Absolutely nothing else, and that's what he was having for lunch. And he's done it several times since then. Like, this isn't a real person. This is not real. The new neighbor kids call me Big Monster, giggle, and chase me. Oh, dude, one time Green got in the elevator, and the neighbor kid that he's talking about was with his mom, and they were coming back with, like, Green was coming back with groceries, so he had a grocery bag that was clearly labeled with the name of the grocery store on the bag. And the kid in the elevator to his mom was like, Mom, what does he got? What's he have? Whatever. And she's like, oh, sweetheart, it doesn't matter what he has, as long as he doesn't have a gun. Keep in mind, first of all, we're in Australia. That's not a big problem here. Second of all, you're in an elevator with the man you're talking about who's standing right next to you. Right? Like, is that not just a weird interaction? Like, these people aren't real. I feel like Green keeps saying we're in the Matrix, but, like, sometimes it really does feel like you're on some kind of, like, sitcom show when you interact with people. As if I interact with people. Adam, I think that's a you problem. Wait, do you not even interact with people at your job? I guess you do work night shift. But, like, at least coworkers, right? Do you have those, like, the coworker friends? Where, like, you're friends, but if you stop working there, you're pretty much never gonna talk to them again. Because I feel like that's also a super common thing. What is this? Okay, there we go. I had an error message pop up. I'm just there to work. I'm mostly listening to streams. I guess it is different in, like, a warehouse type situation where you don't actually have to interact with customers. I don't really need to talk to other people at work unless I need something from them. That's fair. I've learned the #1 tip if you work in, like, a corporate office is just huff a lot. Like, if you just huff a lot at your desk and just do, like, the or, like, you know, just make a lot of frustrated noises, people leave you alone. Because they assume you're just really busy and, like, really high-strung about something, and they'll just leave you alone. So sometimes at my desk, I'll just huff because I don't want people to talk to me. And it works. They don't. Or, if they do because it's urgent, they'll apologize for talking to me, and they'll be like, hey, sorry, I know you're really busy right now, but would you be able to just, like, help me? And I have the option to say no, because they already think that I'm really busy. I mean, a lot of times I'll do it because I know no one else is going to do it anyway. But it is nice to have that option and not feel like I'm being extremely rude for doing it. But maybe that's just me. I have a bunch of, like... Oh, this is not... I don't think this is safe to eat. The plastic is, like, fused. No, I'm not actually gonna eat that. I went to, like, this American import candy store or whatever near where we live because I wanted to get some fruit roll-ups, like actual proper fruit roll-ups. And when I went to go check out, the guy was like, hey, you like Jolly Rancher? And I'm like, sure. And he just grabbed a handful of Jolly Ranchers and just threw them in the bag. So now I have Jolly Ranchers, but I'm pretty sure these are not good to eat anymore because, like, there's a bunch of holes in the plastic, and the candy is, like, gooped out a little bit. So I'm not actually gonna eat that because I don't know what that man did to these. Why would you talk to people that are not real? Sometimes you're forced to talk to people. Okay, Shoka? Sometimes you have no other choice and you have to speak to people. But I am telling you, these people do not feel real. Because you'll say something and it's just not a real interaction. They don't talk like human beings. Or they have like no awareness of other people around them. But then maybe it's just because they live like such different lifestyles to me. Because I also know someone that just completely raw dogs going out to the beach or like going outside in general, and she has never worn sunscreen ever. No matter how many times she's come into the office with the worst sunburn of her life, probably giving herself skin cancer, she never has worn sunscreen. I'll bring sunscreen into the office and be like, "Hey, I have sunscreen if you want some." And she's like, "Yeah, no thanks." And I'm like, "Dude, 3 weeks ago you came in and your skin was peeling off of you as if you were molting, and you're gonna say no to sunscreen?" But whatever, that's her life, I guess. Imagine not living the grunt. Dude, I thought I lived like garbage, and then I've met other people and realized that my life is actually surprisingly put together compared to a lot of other people. Which was probably the most surprising part of just starting to like full-time work around adults. Actually, yeah, no, I will say that. The best thing about working full-time in like a corporate environment with other adults that are in like their 30s, 40s, whatever, or even just your age group, is you realize no one has their life figured out. None of these people are functional. Like, even these 30, 40-year-olds, none of them are fully functional. So I'm fine. Right? Does anyone else experience that? Or has experienced that when you actually started, like, going out in the world as an adult? They're just as fucked as me. Yeah, exactly. Dude, it was actually so nice realizing, oh, man, how are these people such train wrecks? I mean, okay, no, that does sound a little bit mean. But honestly, there are some people who just do not have their lives together. Oftentimes with no fault of their own. Society got rid of survival of the fittest. Now everyone survives, mostly. There is no survival of the fittest. Everyone survives. Being fit is just a luxury, I guess, if you have the time. Or the luck. Mostly luck. But yeah, everyone just survives. There's also a lot more, like, pessimistic memes that get hung up around the office that I've thought would be allowed in a corporate environment. Like my "this is, like, do it for him" Kevin poster. I also had, like, memes on my desk that were like, dream job? No, I don't dream of labor. I had memes like that on my desk, and people thought they were funny. Imagine living. Dude, imagine surviving. My water is very slightly tinted. Oh, it doesn't look tinted on camera. Nice. No, it's very slightly tinted because I have a little bit of like an electrolyte tablet in there that's left. And I never dump out my water bottles. I just fill them back up. So a lot of times I'll get to like, I drink my water like a fish tank. Like I'm cleaning a fish tank because I'll drink it down to like here and then I'll just fill it back up. I never get rid of this leftover water. So if I put an electrolyte tablet in it and, you know, this whole thing turned orange, tomorrow it would still be very faintly orange because I just keep refilling it. Hello, Cam. Welcome to chat. We're just yapping and vibing. Yummy old water. Okay, I'm fine with old water, weirdly enough, but I can't do old bottles. Because like I said last time, I'll get like Powerades or like whatever water bottles, like plastic bottles from drinks that we have, and I'll reuse them as water bottles, but after like a week or so, maybe, at some point my brain will just start saying like, don't drink out of that, there's worms in there, worms are growing on the cap, don't drink it, don't put your mouth on it, and then I just can't do it. And I have to get a new bottle because my brain's like, that bottle is tainted, bad bottle, bad bottle. So, you know. Old water? Yes. Old bottle? Apparently not. Like, dude, Green has heard me complaining about the worms so much. Because I'll be like, oh, I want to buy a Powerade. And he's like, what about the one you had a couple days ago, and I'm like, oh, there's worms on the cap now. I can't drink it. And he's like, okay. Cultivating sea monkeys. It's, okay, to be fair, there's not actual things grow. I don't let actual things grow in my bottle. I'm just saying, in my brain, something in the back of my head is telling me not to drink out of bottles that have been there for too long because of, like, you know, whatever worm bacteria. I can't explain it. I don't know what's happening. I'm not crazy. Right? Like, I'm not insane. Yes, I think my bottles have worms sometimes, but there's no actual worms. I know there's no actual worms. I'm gonna stop talking about this now before I make it worse. Bottle biomes, all the rage. There's not. Okay, I don't let these bottles sit for more than like a week, so I know there's nothing on them. Scientifically, probably, there's nothing on them. But it's just the thing in the back of my head. I'm not disgusting. It's not like I'm letting things grow in my room. The floor is relatively clean. Okay, to be fair, this is here because Kevin sleeps on that and he won't let me touch it. It's like an IKEA teddy bear with a Miami Dolphins blanket thrown on top. I tried to move it to vacuum underneath it, and Kevin got so angry he sprinted on top of it and, like, would not let me touch it. So it's there forever now. Because he likes sleeping on top of it sometimes. Even though right now he's on, like, some white rugs that are here. These are his two spots. He's either here or here. And he won't let me touch either of them. He gets very defensive. Even though he can go in and touch whatever he wants over here because he apparently owns the house. But I think that's just a cat thing where all cats do that, so. No harm for him. Oh, I just realized the Panty and Stocking song is playing. We're getting season 3, right? I haven't heard anything else about that. Or not season 3, season 2. No, I'm getting my seasons mixed up. It should be season 2, right? Because I don't think they actually got season 2. Yeah, so season 2. Because they showed the trailer like 2 years ago. It says slated to premiere in 2025, but I haven't heard anything else about it. Yeah, currently scheduled for release sometimes in 2025, blah blah blah. But other than the trailer at Anime Expo like 2 years ago, I've seen nothing else. Which seems really weird for an anime that should be coming out at some point this year, to not have anything other than a trailer shown 2 years ago. But who knows? To be fair, they'll get viewership anyway, because Panty and Stocking was such a big thing, I think especially now. Maybe not huge, but definitely a cult classic for sure, right? At this point? I'm gonna hope it premieres earlier in the year. Watch it be a troll like the ending. Yeah. To be fair, a lot of times I skip the last episode or so. After Panty ends up doing the whole, like, farm girl thing, I think in, like, the last episode or second to last episode, I kind of skim through the rest of it, because I just don't really care about the ending. Especially because it does feel a little bit ruined. Oh, it's playing an ad. Oh, I did fix the ad settings, though. To be fair, the people seeing the ad aren't going to hear this, but I fixed it so that it plays 2 minutes every 40 minutes, because that disables pre-rolls, fully, which I hate pre-rolls, and thinking about it like a viewer, whenever I would go into, like, Twitch channels recently, I hate pre-rolls more than I hate mid-rolls, because if I'm there watching a stream, I'm probably going to continue watching the stream past the ad anyway, but if I'm just trying to check out the stream, and I get a pre-roll, a lot of times I just leave. Because, you know, I'm not gonna sit through an ad when I just want to, like, check out the stream in the first place. But if I'm watching long enough for an ad break to start, I'm probably gonna stay, so. There's ads when I open the stream. I just leave. Yeah, exactly. I'd rather have a mid-roll than a pre-roll. That's the thing. We're making fun of you. Shoko, we're not making fun of the ad watchers. No, now I gotta defend them in chat. Oh, I also fixed some of the emotes too. So the feels bun man emote is a follower emote. So you get that one just for following. Yeah, you get that one just for following, and then I updated some of the... Actually, I think that was the only one I updated. But yeah, I updated that, and then I updated the bit emotes, or bit, like, badge things. So now I like little cocktails, which fits with the bar thing. Eventually we'll probably have to figure out what to do with sub badges, or at least get more sub badges, because this boba one that, like, Adam has, this boba one is, like, was really crappily made by me in, like, 2 seconds, and it's not a very good one. So I want to get more badges that align with the rest of them, but that can wait. For now, we're gonna get the really, really scuffed boba. But yeah, Shoko, don't tell them we're making fun of them. We're not making fun of them. We love them. Oh, I found out Turbo, like, when you guys have Twitch Turbo and you watch ads, aka when an ad break plays, because you have Twitch Turbo, you don't get the ad, obviously. But it still counts as if you were watching the ad? Or at least that's what it sounded like when I read the description of Twitch Turbo that was in, like, the Twitch streamer, like, backend stuff. It was saying that people who have Turbo still count as if they watch the ad. Eating the other half of my taco salad from lunch. Dude, I kind of miss taco salad. Taco salads. There we go. I kind of miss taco salads, but at the same time, I don't know. It's one of those things where I feel like I crave it, but then when I'm actually eating it, I'm just kind of like, it's alright. It's like YouTube Premium. Yeah, it's like YouTube Premium. Which I had to get the free trial to YouTube Premium, like 2 months ago or so, when I was going on a flight, because I wanted to download a bunch of stuff to watch offline. So I had to get YouTube Premium. And I guess it's okay. I don't really use YouTube Mobile anyway. The only feature I used is just the downloading, and that's about it. I actually didn't like the fact that when I tried to go to another app, the video would just, like, shrink itself down. And then to close it, I'd have to, like, close the little video and then close YouTube. That I didn't like, and I wish I could have disabled that. I probably could have in the settings. But that actually kind of made me not like using YouTube. But maybe that's been because I like being able to just flip around and close things quickly. Haven't seen an ad on YouTube in years. I mean, technically you've seen ads because you've seen, like, sponsored segments. So technically you've seen ads. But no, I haven't seen ads on YouTube in forever because I've always been using ad blockers. It's possible to have the video pop out without premium, but I can't do it consistently. I don't like when it pops out. That's the thing. I hate it. It annoys me. I don't know why so many apps keep thinking that's a good feature, and maybe there are a lot of people who like having that feature, but I don't. I have it so I can listen to videos when my phone is off. I guess that too, because I know a surprising amount of people that use YouTube for music. Which, I guess it depends what type of music you're listening to. YouTube might actually be better. Just like the people who use, like, SoundClouds to listen to, like, DJs and stuff. But I have Spotify, and a lot of the stuff I like listening to is on Spotify, so the YouTube music didn't really appeal to me. I like the pop-out because I can multitask. I don't like multitasking on the same screen. I was gonna say same device, but I can have different monitors on my PC, and that's fine. Like, I'll be watching a movie on this, like, this monitor here, and then I'll have, like, Spotify open here, and I'll be reading something on my phone, which has led to some really weird moments. Like, sometimes if I want to, I want to focus on reading, so I'll put a movie on in the background, just something to have on screen, whatever. But then I'll also be listening to Spotify, just as, like, audio noise while I'm reading. So I'll be reading, I'll be focused on reading, and then I'll look up from my phone. And one time I realized it was playing like Saving Private Ryan, like the opening to Saving Private Ryan, because I think I just like put it on to have like background whatever. So it was like the opening scene where like it's Normandy Beach and people are dying, but my Spotify was playing like the Pitbull like Don't Stop the Party. So imagine me looking up from my novel I was reading, and it's just people dying on Normandy Beach and Pitbull going yeah yeah. Like it was like cosmic horror where I was like, oh my god, what is happening? I don't need to pop out the video to multi-screen on my phone, but it's nicer if I want more space on my main app. I don't like having... The most I can do is like half and half on my monitors because it's like a big screen. So I'll do like most of the time, whatever I'm doing is on my main monitor, like YouTube or like a game or whatever, main monitor. And then my second monitor will be half Discord, half like Spotify or like a Chrome window, just half and half. And then, you know, my phone will have like the one thing open on it. Even if that one thing is TikTok, which could be like a million things. But that's the most I can do is 4. Because 1, 2 with half and half, and then 3, and then 4 with my phone. That's the max. And then my brain can't handle anything else. But I also don't like if I'm playing a game and multitasking, like tabbing in and out. I get really stressed having to tab in and out. Like if we're playing like League and like ARAM or whatever, I can't tab in and out. I'll wait till I die and then I'll tab out and like change the music or like set up a new playlist or something. But I won't do it like mid playing. I have to wait till I die. Even in Marvel Rivals, I have to wait till I die. And then I'm comfortable tabbing out and doing stuff in another tab. Cause like, what if something attacked me? What if I have to fight back? But I'm tabbed out. That slows down my reaction time. It's literally nerfing myself. I don't know. I don't think that's it. That's not actually it. It just gives me anxiety to do it, so I don't do it. League player. Okay, I'm not a League player. I play TFT and ARAM, and that's it. That's it. That doesn't even count as playing League anymore. I don't think I've touched Summoner's Rift in like 3 years. I play ARAM, and I play TFT. And at one point I kind of played Legends of Runeterra, but then I got bored of it. Sounds like League to me. Recovering law player. No, retired. Retired law player. I used to play a lot of Summoner's Rift back when I was like 14. What are you doing? Oh, don't show your belly. He was licking the rug. Sometimes when, like, you have, like, furry, like, fleece? Whatever. You know, like, the shaggy rugs that have kind of, like, the longer fibers? Whatever you'd call that, like, fur. Furry. Yeah. When you have, like, fur rugs or whatever. Kevin licks them as if he's grooming them like another cat sometimes. I don't know if that's a normal cat thing, but he does it. We just think he's a little bit stupid and that's why he does it, but carpet licking. Maybe he just thinks they're another cat and he has to groom them. I don't know. We don't stop him from doing it because it doesn't seem to be harmful. But he just does it. It's soothing to him. Or maybe he's just cleaning it. That could be it. It's like when people brush off the sheets before they get in bed. Even if there's nothing on it, you just gotta give it a little, like, sweep over. Maybe that's what he's doing, but with his tongue. Don't look at me. Also, Shoka, I don't think you can call him a carpet licker. I don't think that's an appropriate thing to call people. Maybe he's just autistic and likes the feeling. Maybe he just ran out of space to groom on himself. And then he needs to groom something, so he just grooms, like, inanimate objects like rug. Or blanket. No. He only does it to the blankets sometimes. He mostly just does it to the rug. Or this IKEA bear. This, like, brown IKEA bear he's done it to a lot as well. Ah. I gotta scoot back the chair so we can get on it. Kevin!
Come on, honey. Come on. Up. 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 Up.
Oh, he got up himself this time! Hey. Turn around. Okay, can you... Sir, can you turn around? Come on. Come. I gotta turn the chair, hold on.
Okay. Come on. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. You chewed it this time. You didn't just swallow it whole. Ugh. Look at this fat boy. Fat boy, fat boy, fat boy. Look at your belly.
Oh my god, look at your belly. Kevin, dude. Dude. Why do you look like that? Ugh. Stop burping on me. He looked a lot more round on camera than I thought he would. Like, his actual belly just kind of, like, bulged out a little bit. Weenies. Yeah, they're supposed to help with, like, dental hygiene. But I think that's only if the cat actually chews them, right? Because Kevin just swallows them whole. And his breath still stinks. Not as much now, though, because, we had to get these, like, dental wipes. So we hold him down and, like, brush his teeth with the wipes. So now his breath doesn't stink that badly. But these do nothing to his breath because he doesn't chew them. He just swallows them whole, and that completely defeats the purpose of them being dental treats. These are just stomach treats. I'll blame Kevin for it, though. Right? That's something we can blame him for. My boy eating like a duck. I remember that one time I tried to feed the duck, like the ducks on the pond, these peas, but we bought frozen peas instead of, like, I don't even think they sell bags of fresh peas, but we bought frozen peas, and we were hoping, because it was, like, kind of summer in Australia, we were hoping that they would defrost by the time we got to the park, but they didn't, so I was kind of just throwing hard peas at the ducks. Which, to be fair, they still ate a decent amount of them. But I kind of, like, felt a little bit bad for just pelting frozen peas at these ducks. Yummy frozen solid peas. They weren't frozen solid. They were a little bit squishy, but they were still really cold. But they weren't, most of them weren't, like, hard frozen solid. They were just, like, really, really cold peas. And it wasn't like they were, like, you know, a big brick or anything. They were, I could get them into, like, little individual peas. But they were just still really, really cold. But can ducks even feel the temperature? Like, in their mouth? Is that a thing? It's kind of like how, I'd imagine, like, snakes, right? They have heat lamps and, like, they heat rocks. But a lot of the heat rocks for reptiles, and especially snakes, they have, like a detector for how hot they are, and they'll shut off when they get to a certain point. Or, like, they'll be on a timer. Because snakes apparently will just, like, lay on them and keep laying on them because they like the warmth. And if you buy, like, a cheap one that doesn't have that, like, detection, whatever, safety features, the snake will actually just lay there until it like burns itself and like cooks itself essentially. Or at least there was this one guy on YouTube that did like tank layouts for reptiles, and he would talk about that, and I think he talked about like his snake doing that at one point. So is it I'd like to imagine the ducks are like that. So they don't actually have like a gauge for how cold the peas were. Me taking a hot shower. I come out of the shower bright red. I want the shower to be steaming my brain. I want my brain to be cooked when I come out of the shower. I want to feel like soup. That's the optimum shower temperature. Did you see his little tail when he walked out? Ooh. He's gone now. Dude, the directions mess me up so badly. Woman? Shoka's not a woman, and he's agreeing with me. But yeah, dude, I need really, really hot showers. Not really, really hot soups, though. I feel like I have to say that, because my mom, she likes her soups actually still boiling, and I don't know how she does it, because I will burn my tongue and burn the inside of my mouth so easily. I don't know how. I've actually met several people like that like their soups basically still boiling, and I don't know how they, like, how do you not do that? How do you not get injured doing that? Because they'll start drinking their soup. They'll start eating their soup while it's basically still boiling. Not using my proper pronoun, SMH. Kevin, you're eviscerating that. He has these, like, cardboard scratching boards. Cardboard scratching board. That doesn't sound good. Whatever. He has these, like, cardboard flat things that he scratches at. And he's torn all of them, like, to bits at the moment. Cause let me grab this one. If I can get it out of the holder. There we go. Like, look at the state of this thing. Look at the state of this. I can't show you, like, the 3D-ness of it, but he's, like, there's just a solid hole. It's see-through. You can see my hand in the back. That's what he's done to them. Oh god, it's falling apart in my hands. I guess your mom is built different. It's not just my mom. I know other people that are like that too. Looks like a mountain landscape. I think he just takes out all his anger and rage on these little plastic cardboard things. Because he doesn't scratch furniture. He's really good about not scratching furniture and not, like, being destructive. Like, he doesn't latch onto the curtains or anything either. It's just the cardboard things that he just eviscerates. He also bites his own nails a lot, which is probably an indicator that we should be cutting them more often, but whatever. We keep his nails pretty short, so that can't be it. I think he just likes grooming them. Because he's a little diva. He's a little diva. Adam, I just saw you open Monster Hunter Wilds. I had, he's been hanging out in the kitchen when I've been cooking recently, which is pretty funny when I'm cutting onions because, you know, sometimes he'll just be there, but it turns out onions also affect him because sometimes I'll be crying from the onions and I look over and Kevin's also there crying, looking back at me. But no, he's been hanging out in the kitchen a lot when I've been cooking, and sometimes I let him smell things. Like, if I cut a piece of, like, a vegetable or something, I'll, like, hold it out and let him smell it and examine it. You know, gotta get his seal of approval. Gotta get the chef's stamp. But I let him examine everything that I do in the kitchen, just to, like, involve him, because he likes being involved. But I was cutting some of the Spam for my lunch, because I had a bowl of rice with some fried Spam, and some kimchi. But no, it's kind of the spam, and I let him smell a teeny bit of the spam. And I thought, oh, because it's meat, he's probably gonna, like, try to eat it. Taste tester. I don't let him eat it. Most stuff I don't let him eat. One, because it's going in whatever I'm cooking. And two, because, like, I don't know what's good for him. And what he can and can't eat. And if I'm cooking, I'm not gonna stop and Google something. But no, I held out a little bit of the spam, and he just kind of, like, sniffed it and then, like, made a face. I took it away, so I don't know if he was gonna try to go back and eat it. But he just, like, made a little face at it. And he just, like, left his mouth open. He just, like... It was really sweet. But now, speaking of... What? Man, why is Spam expensive now? It used to be such a good, like, cheap struggle... I would say struggle meal, but I ate it when I was not struggling. Because, dude, just fry Spam, a little bit of sushi rice, some, like, seaweed to wrap around it, make yourself some Spam musubi. 10 out of 10, really good, especially if you have like some soy sauce and some brown sugar to like marinate / baste it in when you fry it. But now Spam is like $7 a can. What happened to it being a struggle meat? A struggle not meat. Not fake meat. Actually no, not fake meat, because it is still meat, but like, you know, the struggle protein. Why is it $7 a can now? That's ridiculous. I mean, granted it is $7 Australian, which, you know, doesn't count for much, but still, it's Spam. It's like the leftover entrails that no one else wants, that, like, no one else buys, and now it's expensive. It's ridiculous. But maybe that's just me, because I like eating Spam, and I wish no one else liked eating Spam, so that I would be the only person buying it, and it would be cheap. I have actually surprisingly noticed that I make a dent in several local places, by the way. Because, like, for example, the boba tea place I used to go to a really long time ago, they had a sign out front that was like, our top 10 bestsellers. And for a while, lychee green tea was right there at the top. I stopped going to them. For a couple months. They updated the sign. It had dropped down to, like, 5th place. You can't tell me that's not you can't tell me that's just a coincidence. For the longest time while I was going there, my order was top 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. No, top 10, right at the top, number 1 spot. I stopped going there, it drops down to number 5. God, I probably drank way too much boba. It went back to crashing, not sure why. Are you even able to get to the settings? To be fair, a lot of people have been complaining about performance issues with Monster Hunter Rise. I keep saying Rise! Monster Hunter Wilds! A lot of people have been complaining about performance issues with Monster Hunter Wilds, but it's been running fine for me. Granted, a lot of my settings are kind of, like, lower than what my GPU could handle. But I don't really mind, and I still get, like, it performs fine. I haven't been getting any, like, polygon issues. I am running it at 60 FPS, though, which, I don't know if it's just me, but I can't tell a difference with anything over 60 FPS. Like, whether it's 60 or uncapped, and it goes up to, like, 200, whatever, my eyes don't see that fast. I can't tell a difference. So I'm fine playing things on 60 FPS, because above that, and it does not matter. Just like playing things in 1080p where people are like, oh, you should try to get 4K. Does not matter. My eyes do not see a difference. Actually, kind of past 720 a little bit. Like, 720 looks fine to me for most things. And maybe that's just me having really low standards. But especially above 1080, I do not see a difference genuinely. But that could also just be maybe my eyes are bad? Maybe that's the problem? I just have poor vision in general? Which also could be a thing, because at night my mother is practically blind. And I do get a lot of my stuff from her, so... Oh, I will say, I also have really bad night vision, because my eyes, you know, You know, like when you turn the light off and your eyes have to like adjust? Mine adjust really slowly. Like you'll turn the lights out and my eyes just take so long to try to like fix themselves to be able to see anything in the dark. And if it's too dark, my eyes just give up. Like they don't even try to adjust and I'm just blind. Things to come in the future. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice being an adult and then, you know, realizing, oh yeah, I have to actually deal with health things now. I have to worry about health things. Because I feel like kids just they're durable. Kids are durable. Or at least more durable than adults, surprisingly. The amount of times I've seen a kid, because we live near a playground, like a really big playground, where the slide is like 3 stories tall. Like 3 apartment building stories tall, because it's next to an apartment building. And it literally goes up to the 3rd floor. I've seen a lot of kids just completely wipe out and eat shit. And they're fine. They go back to running around and getting, like, you know, getting back into things. Dude, if I wiped out like some of these kids wiped out, I'd be out of commission for like a week. Why are kids just made of jello? Is it because their bones aren't fully formed? Is that what it is? Kids are made of rubber. Yeah, exactly. They're made of rubber. They're not real humans yet, so everything's just malleable, so you can just fling them around. Don't fling them around. They can fling themselves around. And then they'll get back up just fine. I had to correct that real quick. Life hasn't crushed them yet. Yeah, they're not crushed under the weight of, like, being alive. Oh! Dude, I never showed you my stickers. So, a while back in Sydney, there was like a pop-up artist alley. And it just had a bunch of like, you know, smaller artists. It's literally an artist alley at like an anime convention essentially, but without the anime convention, it was just a pop-up artist alley. And we went because we were actually just in the area by chance, and we saw like the banner outside the door, and we're like, oh, that looks cool. We looked them up on Instagram, saw a decent amount of like cute artists, and we realized it's essentially just an anime convention artist alley, so we just went in. And we bought a lot of stickers, and I want to show you guys what I got, because there's a lot of like, okay, admittedly 90% of the stickers I got were cat memes, but like I got this sticker sheet where some of them are already used and they're cats that are like liquid, and then I got this one that's like these little tiny meme cat icons. I had some of them on my work PC. They're like little meme cats. And then I got this sticker sheet that's all the Borzois, because I really like the for you meme. So I got these. And then I got this sticker sheet that's all cat memes. I love him. I love him so much, the little like milk cat. If the camera would focus. Please focus on the milk cat. There we go, look at him. He's my favorite. He's my favorite. And then, wait, I gotta sort these out. And then I got him. He's just a little cat looking in a mirror. So I thought he was cute. And then I got a farmer cow. I got Raymond from Animal Crossing New Horizons. I still never got Raymond on my island, by the way, ever. I've never gotten him on my island. But I got him because I like him. And then, oh god, it's not focusing. I got a lot more cat memes. I got this hook. I got him. I got a little cowboy. Buckle up, partner. I got a cat in the box. He's just a little bit homeless. Someone please adopt him. Dude, this is me. He's just a little gamer. Little laptop gamer. Either that or he's working at a call center. I think it's funnier if he's working at a call center, actually. And then I got this one. I do have this one that I was gonna put up on my desk at work, but I just ended not. It says, hope this email finds you before I do, and it's just a rabbit with a knife. That's how I felt pretty much every day at work. The amount of times I would have to respond to people's stupid emails. This is my mood. Hope this email finds you before I do. I saw a Twitter post that was like, I hope this email kills us both. And honestly, that too. But no, these are all the stickers I got. I feel like we got other things, but I don't know where they are. I mean, I got a keychain of that gamer cat as well. So that's on my keys. I have a lot of keychains on my keys, actually. Probably too many. Because I open my little pouch to take my house keys out, and it's just like jingle, 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 jingle. For like the one actual key I have. I have one actual key and like 7 keychains on my keyring. Actually, no, I have one actual key, 2 more keys where I have no idea what they do and I've never used them. They just came with my key. So I just left them there. So I have 1 key that I actually use, 2 keys I have no idea what they do, and then like 7 keychains. And that's what my keyring looks like. And every time I pull it out, it's just extremely noisy. So much that I think Kevin can tell when I'm coming home. Because I usually, after I exit the elevator to my building, I take my keys out when I exit the elevator. And I'm pretty sure Kevin can hear it. Because by the time I get down the hall to the door, he's already like waiting at the top of the stairs most of the time. So, if anything, my keys just function as an alarm system for my cat. So he knows it's me and he knows it's safe. That's me, like, rationalizing it. I have 3 keys: house, mailbox, grandma's house. I don't know what the other 2 keys on my keyring do. I feel like one of them is probably the deadbolt key. But I don't think so, because our key, we just turn it and it turns the deadbolt as well. So I don't actually know. It could be our old key, because we have had to replace the lock before when we accidentally locked ourselves out. So it could be the old key. But I don't think about it very often anymore. I have 1 key. The other 2 are accessories. They're just weird looking key rings to me. Or keychains to me. That's what they are. I mean, we probably need to find... Because, Adam, you said you had keys to your grandma's house, and it just reminded me. We have, like, emergency keys to our friend's house, where he gave us keys, and he's like, yeah, you know, if I die, here's keys to my apartment, so you can get in and do whatever. I should probably try to find those. They're somewhere in our house. We still have them. They're somewhere. No idea where they are. Now that I'm an adult, I've actually learned the use of having just a junk drawer. Because my parents always had a junk drawer, and I'm like, why is this here? You could just, like, clean whatever. But it's so useful to just have a drawer where just miscellaneous shit goes into. Because if you ever need to find your miscellaneous shit, guess what? It's in the drawer with the other miscellaneous shit. Look, I have too many keys to keep track of. I try to keep the actual keys to a minimum because I like clutter of just trinkets. Like, I have so many just little plastic trinkets, like little... Like, I have a little rat here that hangs on the side of my thing. I have a little wood carving warthog. Like, I like trinkets, but I don't like having too many actual functional things, which is really weird, I think. Normally people would want more functional things, less just useless garbage, but I like my useless garbage. I don't like having too many functional things to keep track of, because then that means there's probably too many things I need to be doing. I don't like being responsible for things, that's what it is. Dude, his head is really close to the wheel. I'm so glad I looked back before I scooted my chair back, because his head... Dude, the wheel of my chair is here, his head is here. I could have crushed him. Honey, why are you so close? This is why I always have to look back when I move. Because if I don't, Kevin's probably way too close to me. I have a little rubber alpaca, and that's the only trinket on my desk. Dude, I have so many trinkets. Notably, these two. I have a little Tim Drake on like pizza boxes with like his laptop. He's hacking. I have a little Tim Drake. And then I have a little Jason Todd. This one keeps falling over though because it's a little bit top heavy. But I normally just have them right on my desk. But now he's a little top heavy and he keeps like falling over. Because he's supposed to stand on like just the wheels and his foot. But with only the 3 points of contact, it's not actually very good. So I kind of lean him up against Tim a lot of the time. And then I have this really fat bear. He's so round. I have a lot of trinkets in the living room that I had to bring back from work. The only trinket I have on my table is 2 big red fuzzy balls I got as a gift from— Dude, do you want to see all of the trinkets that were on my work desk? I have to, like, grab something and carry them over here with. We'll do a trinket showcase, guys. Give me a second. Actually, I'll wait. I'll stay here for a little bit because I just realized an ad's gonna start in like 2 minutes. And in 2 minutes, we'll go grab the trinkets. So, for now, I'll show you the trinkets that are on my current desk. I have, wait, do you count figures as trinkets? Because I have Cerberus, one of the Cerberus from Helltaker. I don't have all 3, but I just have, look at her. She has a little heart emote. I feel like with Nendroids, I kind of have them in the one position and then I never touch them again. I have this, which is a hat for Kevin, but I also use this to cover my webcam, because sometimes when I'm just being an absolute goblin in this room, I almost feel like, okay, there's the whole thing where people are like, you should cover up your cameras because you're like you're Chinese spy or you're FBI agent or whatever. I never have that feeling unless I'm being an absolute goblin or like watching a music video or something and like dancing along really stupidly in my room. Then I get self-conscious and I'm like, oh, what if there is an FBI agent watching me through my camera? And then I'll just cover the camera with this. It's only when I'm being extremely stupid looking in my room that I get self-conscious like that. And I'm like, what if people are right about the FBI agent? What if they're right, actually? So that's the only times I cover my webcam. Other than that, I don't care. Which I probably should care more often, but like, whatever. I have this really old League of Legends Order of, like, Banana OP, like, foam banana. This is probably from, like, 2013, by the way. Because I think I got it given to me by a friend who went to, like, one of the League esports matches in person where they throw out, like, freebies like this. And I think this got given to me in, like, 2015, 2014. So, this is so, like, crunchy merch. I'm gonna go get the trinkets from my, from the living room, and I'm also gonna go to the bathroom, so we will be right back. We have returned. Yippee! I keep doing, like, the really, like, I don't know what to call it other than the awkward white guy smile, where you're just kind of like, I keep doing that constantly now, and I catch myself doing it, and I'm just like, oh, that looks so stupid. But no, I have this metal D20. It's like a neon pink with like gold, and it's really heavy because it's an actual metal dice, and it's kind of really scuffed because it's a bit old. But I kept this on my desk. It'll probably be really loud if I roll it on my desk right now. I don't know if you guys could hear that. It's a metal dice. I kept that there. I think I only have the D20 from this set, but I do have another set of metal dice that are being used to prop up my copy of Batman Damned. And that's a full set of dice, but this one's only the D20. But for the trinkets I had on my work desk, I had these guys. One's a little gatherer and one's a little, like, basket, you know, farmer thing, and they go together. They're partners. One pick a fruit and one put it in their basket. Well, actually, one just carries the basket. The other one's doing all the actual work. I got this little, like, dinosaur with, like, an egg on it. And this little portobello mushroom, like, samurai penguin. But he's a mushroom. Dude, I had so much on my desk. I have this really fat raccoon. Keep in mind, this isn't even, like, half of what was... actually, no. This is about half of what I had on my desk, because a lot of it I gave away to other coworkers, or I think Green took some of them. But yeah, I have this literally fat raccoon. I gotta, like, sort them out a little bit. This one would hang on the side of my monitor, because he kind of, like... If I can show you from the side, he has these two paws that hang over, and he just sits on the edge of your monitor like this. So I had him on my work monitor. And I have this little shark. It's Boss the Shark. And I got a really fat goose with these tiny little legs that I think are so cute. He's got teeny tiny legs. Other than that, he's just a fat lump. Why does my hand not go flat? Why doesn't it? Wait, does this one goes flat? Wait, this is like actually like straining my hand to do. I'll figure that out later. I have this shark cat. Actually, this shark cat and a lot of the other ones I have are, there's this artist called Mofu-san, and they do these cats, and their art keeps getting picked up for, like, gacha collaborations to turn them into these little plastic figures. And I have so many Mofu-san figures. So let's go through them. I have this one. I don't know what he is. Some type of marine animal. Is I think like an eel or something he's wearing a costume of. But I got an eel. I got a cuttlefish. Little cuttlefish cat. This one's like a raccoon. He's crying, which is how I felt every day. I got a koala. This one isn't very good because he doesn't really stand up on his own. He falls over a lot. So most of the time he's just kind of like laying down like this. But he's supposed to be standing upright. I have a hammerhead shark. I actually... Wait. I actually have 2 hammerhead sharks. They're different. And then I have a... What are these sharks called? Sawtooth? Sawtooth, right? Saw sharks? No, not saw shark. Sawtooth shark, whatever. He has like a little saw on his head. I got a little whale. This one's supposed to lay down. I got... Oh, these ones are the Sanrio collab. One's cinnamon roll and one's pomporin. I had to spin the... These all came from gachas, so I had to kind of gamble for them a little bit. But, this one is the one I really wanted. I really wanted pomporin because I really like pomporin. I have a pomporin right there. But I kept getting a lot of other ones. I have a My Melodies somewhere in the house that I think I've lost already. And then I have cinnamon roll. And then I finally got my pomporin. So I got him. And then this one I always just had displayed as pushing the D20. So he'd just be like this on my desk. Like he's pushing the D20 around to roll it like a dung beetle in Monster Hunter. So these I kept together. But otherwise she's just a little Mofu-san with his arms out. And then I got a really fat, like, I think it's supposed to be the thing from Spirited Away. Or just the pink rat, but I'm pretty sure this was from a Spirited Away blind box. So it is the rat. But he just lays down. And then this is another one that went on my monitor. It's just a little fat cat. And then a little dog. And that's half of the trinkets I had on my desk. So you can imagine walking into a cubicle and just seeing all of this stuff everywhere and like all of these like memes pinned to the wall and like the do it for him cat poster pinned to the wall. I had the backgrounds on my desktop customized too. Not very conductive for the office environment, but you know. Just learn something new about yourself. I think it's just because this is my left arm, so it's my non-dominant arm and my non-dominant hand. I think it's just less flexible, honestly. Like I think it's like less strong, less like whatever, dexterous. I need to level up my dexterity. That's what it is. I was trying to say like, because it's dexterous. I was trying to do like dexterous, but that's not it. Dexterity. There it is. I promise English is my main native language. It's my only language. English is my only language I speak, by the way. So that's probably not great that I have just about this good of a handle of it on it. We're coping, guys. We're coping. Dexterous is a Roman gladiator name or something? I want to look that up. I want to see what actually comes up. I don't think anything is gonna come up. Oh my god, it actually does mean something! No, it's auto-correcting it to dexterous. Okay. So, I just literally typed in nothing then. Or I literally said nothing. I will say though, I kind of rely on autocorrect for my Googling a lot. A lot of times when I'm Googling a question, especially if I just want like a quick answer, I'll just type it into Google as fast as I can, not even worrying about spelling, and just let Google figure it out for me. Because most of the time it's right. It corrects them right, properly, to what I wanted to say. But I should probably actually be typing them in a bit better. But that's only if it's something like super quick, right? Like if I want to give Kevin like a piece of, I don't know, like a little bit of salami or whatever, and I just really quickly go, can cats have salami? Half of it's probably going to be misspelled. Right? I think that just gives me a little bit of an excuse if I only do it for its like super quick, like don't really care about answers like that. Otherwise, I do try to spell things. I have gotten a lot faster at typing, but I don't type correctly. Because you're supposed to type, or at least the way we learned in school is you're supposed to type with your fingers, like, you know, on the middle row in, like, specific spots. And you're supposed to use, like, specific fingers for, like, specific keys. And, like, they make you play the games where, like, you have to press the R button, like, with your middle finger or whatever. Like, specific fingers for specific letters is what you were supposed to do. But when I type, I pretty much just type like a velociraptor, where I'm just, like, all over the keyboard with, like, sometimes not even four, sometimes literally just 2 fingers, and I'm just typing like a dinosaur. Viking typing? Is that what it's called? Wait, cause like let me type something real quick just to like test it. Okay. So I kind of type with like these two. I kind of type with these two, and this one's just like hanging there. Oh, I just flipped you guys off. This one's like hanging there, and I type with these two. And then I kind of go in with this hand a little bit. I type like, what is this hand doing? I can't type one-handed though. But I have very, very recently learned that I can touch type. Only on specific keyboards. And I think it's pretty much just because it was the keyboard I was using for work. But now I can touch type a little bit. Which I didn't think it was a thing I could do at all. Until I think at some point I was just having a conversation and I looked up to like look at the person I was talking to. And I realized I was still typing and I looked back and I was typing correctly. So I was able to touch type properly, but I didn't think it was a skill I had until I discovered it by accident. Because I've always looked at the keyboard when I type. I still do. Like when I type, I'm still looking at the keyboard instead of at the monitor. And then I check the monitor after I finish typing to make sure it's correct. Or like sometimes I'll glance up, but most of the time I'm just staring straight at the keyboard when I type. And I don't know if that's normal. Like even sometimes when I'm playing video games, I have to like glance down at the keyboard to make sure my fingers are in the right spot and like over the right keys. Like sometimes in League, at some point my hand will just like shift over, so I have the wrong finger on like the wrong buttons and I'll accidentally ult. That's happened quite a few times where my hand's just in the wrong spot and I just waste my R. That's an ARAM. ARAM, by the way. I don't play League. I don't play Summoner's Rift. Only ARAM. What if we... Like, I know this is coming off of me saying, like, oh, I don't want to play games on stream anymore. What if at some point we literally just booted up ARAM and just played ARAM? No explanation. No anything. Just... Not even like a, hey guys, we're playing ARAM today. No, just treating it as if it's entirely normal. Just average stream. I will say though, I'm not good at the game. It's a big surprise. I'm not great at games, but I have fun when I play games. But I play games in a way that's probably gonna infuriate a lot of people. Especially ARAM. Half the time in ARAM, I kind of like... I have two modes. I either lock in, or I couldn't care less about the champion I got given. In which case, I'll just do things that are probably not proper, but they're fun. And I do okay. Ish. I will say though, sometimes I just lock the fuck in, man. Like Silas, I don't know if you guys know who Silas is in League, but that's not a thing I ever thought I would be matched with playstyle-wise. This is the exact opposite of the heroes I normally like, champions I normally like playing. But we got one ARAM game where I got Silas, and I was like, sure, there's no one else I wanted to play. Or, you know, no one would swap with me, so I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I like Silas as a character. And I don't know what happened in my brain, I just locked the fuck in, and I was so good. I didn't know what any of the buttons did, but I was getting kills, I wasn't dying, I was just going in, clicking stuff, and then walking away. No consequences. Haven't been able to replicate it. I think that was literally the first game I ever played Silas too. I don't know if Green's here to verify that, but I think that was literally the first time I ever played Silas. Dude, sometimes my brain just clicks. But sometimes it can click incorrectly, because there's a champion called Leona, and apparently, and according to what Green says, I'm really good at Leona, but I don't like playing Leona because it feels like I'm doing nothing. It feels like I'm doing actually nothing, because I'll just be standing there clicking things, and it feels like nothing's happening. I'm just standing there doing whatever. And, like, it's very anticlimactic, and I don't like it, but apparently that's what you're supposed to be doing. And I've noticed a lot of the heroes that I keep calling them heroes because of Marvel Rivals, a lot of the champions that I'm told I'm really good at feel awful for me to play because it feels like I'm doing absolutely nothing. And I have no impact whatsoever, and I get so just annoyed and bored, where I'm just kind of like, ugh. Like, what is this game? But apparently those are the champions I'm good at. Adam, why are you threatening me? What did I do? Dude, the emotes are so big in chat now with this chat box. They're all called legends. Why isn't it League of Champions then? They have little legends in TFTE. I like the little legends. I have a lot, actually. Dude, I don't like the thing they've been doing with the really big Unleashed ones, which are pretty much just the normal character models in TFT. I like when they do the chibis. I want the chibis back. I've been using Chibi Heartsteel set, and I want more chibis. Stop doing the Unleashed. No one wants the Unleashed. They're ugly. They're ugly and they're horrible and no one wants them. The proud owner of a new fish, the legend. Oh, I didn't realize he was still logged in on my PC. Because his PC was broken for a while. And I didn't realize he was logged into League on mine. So I opened a League because I wanted to buy one of the new little legends, and I accidentally used Green's gems to do it because I didn't realize it was logged into him. So then I logged out and logged into mine. Reminds me of Tiny Toons? I can't say I know what Tiny Toons are. Or at least they're not ringing a bell at the moment. What are Tiny Toons? Dude, do you guys ever play Toontown? I kind of missed the Toontown phase. I was a Club Penguin kid, though. So I played Club Penguin, and then I played, like, IMVU, which was, like, a Second Life type game. And then I think that was, like, pretty much the two things for, like, early internet. Or my early internet experience. It was just Club Penguin. Which my parents would never buy me the little, like, Club Penguin membership, and I always got so sad about it. Looney Tunes but kids. I don't like the kids reboots. I don't like the ones where it's a reboot but they're babies. I haven't watched any of them. Something about it just doesn't click with me. Warner Brother cartoon for the company went evil. Oof. I think I played a couple hours of Toontown. I don't know. Maybe it's because I wasn't a huge Disney kid because I was raised on Studio Ghibli. But I never really got into that type of stuff like Toontown. I never really played Kingdom Hearts either. I don't know. I wasn't a huge Disney kid. I think the only Disney movie I watched as a kid was Mulan. Mulan, and weirdly enough, the second Cinderella, or no, not, I don't think it was Cinderella 2. Cinderella 3, maybe? Whatever it is that followed, like, the redheaded stepsister. I had that on DVD in my house, and I watched that a few times. I liked that movie a lot, actually. I think it was maybe the third one, actually. But I liked it as a kid. And then both Mulan movies. Which, maybe it's just because we were Asian and my parents saw Mulan at the Blockbuster or whatever store and they're like, hey, let's buy that. Maybe they thought it was another Ghibli movie, who knows? I don't know why the only Disney movie we had as a kid were the two with the Asian Disney princess. Now that I think about it. But whatever. Oh, I watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit when I was a kid. I always thought that was kind of like Disney because I never understood the difference when I was little. So I always just thought it was all the same thing. But I watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Because we had a DVD copy, so I would watch it all the time. And we kind of had to watch it all the time because it was my brother's favorite, so whatever. But no, I liked it a lot as a kid. With Jessica Rabbit. I will say that I didn't actually like Roger. I thought Roger was ugly. I watched the movie for pretty much everything else, but I thought he was ugly, and I didn't like the way they looked when they were melting in goo. I thought it was really gross. Jessica Rabbit. Yeah. It was her and, like, the one in Powerpuff Girls that they kept, like, cutting off her head. Miss Bellum. Miss Bellum. I think because of Miss Bellum, I always thought that we never saw Jessica Rabbit. Like, for some reason, whenever I think Jessica Rabbit, it takes me a second to remember her face. Because I always think, oh, did they show her face? But no, that was Miss Bellum that they never showed her face. But it always just, like, they're kind of, like, superimposed together in my head, where it takes me a second to remember, like, which is which. But what, so the first, I think most Disney sequels were straight to DVD, I want to say? At least back in the day, I'm pretty sure most of them were straight to DVD. And if they got, like, third movies, they were also straight to DVD. I don't think a single theater went to... a single sequel went to theater. I could be wrong, though. Again, I have no idea what I'm talking about most of the time when it comes to Disney things. But actually, I am gonna fact check that, but I am, like, 90% sure. Did Disney sequels ever go to theaters? Yeah! Yeah, okay, so most of them were straight to DVD. Oh, there was only 8 that weren't. The Winnie the Pooh films, The Jungle Book 2, Return to Neverland, Fantasia 2000, and something called The Rescuers Down Under. Those ones were released in theaters. In terms of older Disney movies, I should say. Because I think newer ones, the sequels, you might as well put them in theaters anyway. Maybe I'll play Looney Tunes Back in Action on the PS2. Dude, speaking of old, like, media crossover games, I remember when I was a kid, there was this one game that had, like, Jimmy Neutron, SpongeBob, Timmy Turner, and Danny Phantom. And I think I had it on... I want to say it was a Game Boy game. It could have been PSP, because I had a PSP back then as well. But dude, I loved that game so much, just running around. I never really got far. It was the same thing with Simpsons Hit and Run and Wind Waker, where I never got far in them because I was just like a little kid with ADHD that would just run around and do things and treat it like a sandbox, like an open world sandbox. So I never got very far or to like any new areas because I just wouldn't play through what the game was telling me to do. But I still really liked them as a kid. I spent so much time in Wind Waker in the starting village, never going anywhere else because I was too scared to go into the forest and fight the goblins or whatever that are in there. I think I sunk like 6 hours just into the starting zone in Wind Waker. The Rescuers was great too. I have no idea what that is, honestly. There's so many Disney things I've just never heard of, I'm learning. I remember Fantasia though, because when I was in choir as a kid, because I did choir and theater, haha. But no, when I was in choir as a kid, my choir teacher showed us Fantasia. She also showed us a lot of scenes from Glee because she really liked Glee, and that was back when Glee was at its peak in like 2013. So we did a lot of Glee songs as warm-ups in choir. Because at my school, I don't know if schools still do it. I'd hope schools still do it. But back when I was there, at least in middle school, you had to pick between choir, band, and orchestra. Like, you had to do one of the three. So everyone in the grade was in either choir, band, or orchestra, and all three would take place at the same time. So, you know, all the kids will just be in music. It's the music period. So I was a choir kid. I did have a friend who was in band, because I saw you say me band, and the color of your name on my dark mode is green. But I had a friend who was in band, and she played the piccolo, and she had a little green piccolo just called Pickle, and I thought it was really cute. But yeah, we did a lot of Glee warm-ups. The choir teacher also helped out with the theater and like the after-school play, so I got in the good books there as well. I did trombone. I used to play. I've never been good with woodwinds. Like, even the recorder and everything, it was always horrendous. But I played the viola when I was younger, not the violin. The violin was always too high-pitched and it kind of hurt when it was next to my ear, because you have to keep them, like, here. So hearing it in my ear always hurt, because I was like, oh, it's too squeaky, I don't like it. So I played the viola, which is kind of useless. I had to learn the alto clef. Who the fuck uses the alto clef? So, at least I knew the other two from choir, but learning the viola was no transferable skills at all. Absolutely useless going forward. And I barely remember how to play it anymore. I do remember when I was in primary school, we had like just one music class, and that was it. It was just everyone was in the same class, and it was just music, and we would do different things. So like one week we did like the recorder, or not week, one semester, maybe half a semester, we were learning how to play the recorders, and we were gonna do like a little showcase at the end of the year. And I had a little pink recorder because you could either use one of the school ones or you were allowed to bring in your own. And I thought it was disgusting to use the school's one, so my parents went out to like a Music City and like got me a little recorder. It was bright pink, like bright neon pink recorder. But the music teacher if people got like really good at the recorder and like there was a bunch of like pop-up quizzes and stuff, and if they got like really good and never got a note wrong and could play like the really whatever songs she would give to test them, they could use a flute. And it, you know, they could learn the flute instead and play the flute. And I remember one of my friends was able to use the flute, and I tried it once and I hated it. I hate woodwinds. I don't like them. I'm not good at them. I'm decent with string instruments if I learn for a while. But I don't like woodwinds. They're too hard. Flute. How else do you say it? It's flute. It's a flute. Right? This is one of those words that the more I say it, it's gonna sound like a fake word. I'll be real with you. It's already starting to sound like a fake word. Hot cross buns. Dude, I only loosely knew what hot cross buns were for the longest time. Like, only very vaguely did I know what a hot cross buns were. But recently I found out, oh, they're basically just a fruit cake, which then I kind of lost interest in ever trying one. But, super recently, I saw a place near us selling apple cinnamon hot cross buns, and I was like, ooh, I like apple cinnamon in cakes. I make an apple cinnamon cake a lot of the time. So I'll try it. I bought it. Dude, they're so good. They're like crack. Apple cinnamon hot cross buns, I'm pretty sure they're putting crack in them. Like, I want to go buy more, because I just ran out yesterday. Which, considering right now it's the season for hot cross buns, because it's somewhat adjacent enough to Easter to be reasonable, they're gonna be sold here for a while, and I'm gonna keep buying them, because they're only like $2. Well, like $3. Apple cinnamon is like one of the flavors of all time. Are they as good as fresh apple fritters? I don't know. I'm really picky when it comes to baked fruit. Like, I don't typically like apple pie, because that's like too much baked fruit. But if it's... So when I make my apple cinnamon cake, I cut the apples into like really small cubes. Basically, I essentially dice the apples. And then, you know, stir them in, like cook them with like cinnamon and butter, and then, you know, make like a brown sugar cinnamon like syrup, and like drizzle it in the cake, and I like fold the apples in. But I don't want just like big chunks of baked fruit, because it's a textural nightmare. I like them small enough that I get a little bit of like a little bit of like a squishy like pop of fruit. But I don't just want a slab of just mush. At least not in my dessert. I also don't like lava cakes. Like the ones with the molten chocolate in the middle, I don't like them. Maybe it's just because I'm really picky with textures, actually. That might be it. It could just be a texture thing. Because I have that problem with a lot of foods, just in general, where it's... I don't know, it's not like, oh, I want things to be crunchy or I want things to be soft. I just want the textures... I want them to be the texture they're supposed to be. That's what I want. I don't want unexpected textures. I don't want like some creative, like artistic whatever where things are turned into a different medium. No, I just want things to be the texture they're supposed to be. No surprises. Only had one like once though. Yeah, I don't know. It could also just be that I have a problem with like dark chocolates. A lot of times chocolate can really easily get too rich for me, where it's too much and it's like too heavy. Like there's this hot chocolate place in France, Angelina's, and Angelica's, I don't remember the exact name, it's been years. And everyone was raving about it, like, oh, they have the best hot chocolate in the world, like, oh, they're amazing, like, you have to get a hot chocolate there. Like, we went, and it was just, like, so thick and dense and rich. I had, like, one sip, and then I just kind of felt sick. Because it's, like, straight up, like, heavy dark chocolate that's been melted down into just a soup. Which, some people love that. A lot of people love it. Which, like, good for them, but that's too much chocolate for me. Even Oreos. I eat, like, 5 Oreos, and then I'm like, oh, this is kind of a lot. That being said, I'll still eat them. It just takes a while. He's just being a little worm. But I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things that when you get older, your palate changes. You know how kids love sweet things? And like kids will just keep eating just copious amounts of sugar, but then like as you get older, you're kind of just like, oh, this is kind of a bit much. That's happening to me a lot recently. That being said, I still do like a lot of sugary things. But just in moderation, unfortunately. Prefer the little gourmet chocolates that are just one mouthful. No, I'm picky with my gourmet ones too, because a lot of them use dark chocolate, and dark chocolate in general tends to make me sick. I don't know why. It's just like, it's not like, oh, I'm sick of it. No, it actually physically makes me a little bit ill when I eat dark chocolate. Like, I just get like nausea. And I don't know why it does that to me, but I just avoid it. Unless it's like Thin Mints, like dark chocolate biscuits. Like, I'm pretty sure Thin Mints use dark chocolate. And those are fine with me. Like, I can eat those. But I can't just eat, like, straight up dark chocolate. I love Andes Mints. Oh, I love Andes Mints. Dude, I used to love going to Olive Garden purely for the Andes Mints. And I remember one time I was at a store and I just saw, like, a box of Andes Mints. And I was like, oh my god, they sell these? Like, I don't have to go to Olive Garden to get these? And I just bought it. And I just had Andes Mints at home. It was the best. I loved it. I didn't realize I could buy them outside of an Olive Garden. I thought I had to go to Olive Garden. Dude, so many times as a kid, I would beg my parents to go to Olive Garden just for the Andes Mints at the end. And I would try to, like, ask the waitress for extras. And, like, I would stare at my parents until they gave me their Andes Mints. Or, like, you know, the waitress would come and she'd drop the mints on the table. And then I'd just be there as a kid, and I'd, like, take my mint and take whatever extra mints there were. And then I'd look at my parents to see if they were gonna grab their mint, and I feel like they would obviously notice me and be like, oh, you know, she probably wants them. So I'd just be, like, glancing back and forth between the mints and my parents while they were, like, doing whatever on the check. And just hoping they didn't want their mint so that I could have it. Impulsive decision buying. It's not impulsive if it's Andes Mints. Who knows when I was ever gonna see them in a store ever again. Okay? They're not mints that you just find. They're mints that appear at an Olive Garden when you're finished with your meal. And they're trying to get you to leave. That's it. That's where Andes Mints spawn. Thinking about those blue and white gummy sharks. Ooh, I really like the foam gummies with like the white parts. Like the egg gummies. I love the white part of the egg gummies. I don't know why. I will say though, the actual flavor of gummy sharks is kind of gross to me a little bit. I like the foam part. So many times I'll just bite off the foam part and leave like the colored part of the gummy. I think that's just a problem with me though. I like the egg gummies. I don't like the gummies that have the fizzy things. Like, peach rings aren't the best example. But you know how peach rings have like the granules on the outside? Like they're kind of like fuzzy a little bit. I don't like whatever it is, like those types. I think it's just sugar on the outside, right? I don't like them. The marshmallows? I don't think the foam is marshmallows. Is it? I don't think so. I don't think it's just marshmallow because it tastes different than a normal marshmallow. Sugar, I think. I don't like the ones that are just sugar. I like sour candies. Like sour Skittles and like sour... Look, the sour strips. I like the sour candies and I like Coke bottle candies. Or the Coke bottle gummies. If I had to pick a type of gummy, it would probably be the Coke bottle ones. Or the gummy Krabby Patties, actually. I like those. There used to be a fruit snack that was soda flavored. They were sugar coated and I love them. Fruit snack that was soda flavored. Like the Coke bottle candies? I don't remember an actual fruit snack. I know they had the Scooby-Doo snacks and the blue one that was like opaque and didn't look anything else like the rest of the Scooby snacks. I don't know. What actually were those? Those looked nothing like the rest of the ones in the pack. But they were good. They were the best. They were objectively the best ones. They just, who knows what was in them. I like sweet tart ropes. I'm trying to remember if I've had sweet tart ropes. Cola flavor and 7-Up and something else. I like the soda flavored jelly beans. Like the Dr. Pepper and the root beer jelly beans are probably my favorite jelly beans. And the cinnamons, but that's because I like Red Hots. I like Red Hots and hot tamales. So obviously I'm gonna like the cinnamon jelly beans. But not counting the cinnamon, I like the soda flavored jelly beans a lot. Which kind of sucks that I can't just buy them individually. At least not the root beer ones. I haven't been able to find the root beer ones anywhere. There is a store near us that sometimes has the Dr. Pepper jelly beans, but not always. So whenever they have them, I think about maybe getting a pack. Grandma used to always have those cinnamon candies. Don't compare me to your grandma. The cinnamon candies are good. Cinnamon candies are not just for old people. They're not like the strawberry bonbon things. Not all people that enjoy cinnamon candies are the old people. I mean, are we at the point where Werther's Originals aren't just for old people anymore? Because Werther's Originals are good too. They're pretty much just caramel. They're literally just caramel. I like them too. Good. You better like them. Werther's are great. Werther's are good. I'm tired of pretending Werther's are just for old people, okay? They're not. They're good. Because I remember... I haven't really seen much about Werther's Original at all nowadays. But I know for a while the meme with Werther's was that it was just for old people. And that, you know, if you liked Werther's, you were like a grandmother. I have the coffee flavored... Ugh. Maybe it's just because I'm not big on coffee and I'm not a coffee person in general, but coffee flavored things just also aren't great. I don't like the... I think it's just bitter. That's what it is. It's too bitter for me. I mean, even tiramisus. I'll have like a few bites of a tiramisu, but it's not my favorite dessert. It's one of those things where if it's there on the table and people are sharing it, I'll have like a bite, but I'm never gonna order it. Who knows? Maybe that's sacrilege because a lot of people love tiramisu. So much so that I've been seeing videos of like, this place has like a tiramisu drawer where they work in like a food truck or like a restaurant or something. And there's a drawer they pull open and the drawer is just, the whole drawer is a pan of tiramisu. So they just scoop from the drawer directly. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but I've seen that like for a while now and I don't get it. Do coffee cakes sometimes, but usually I don't care for coffee stuff. Yeah, maybe it's just because I'm not a big coffee person in general. I prefer tea. I mean, it's one of those things where I don't think I need the caffeine. Like, I don't think I need the caffeine that often. Or at least I don't feel like I need it. But if I'm gonna drink a hot beverage, I'm gonna drink tea. Sometimes hot chocolate. I really like in the wintertime, closer to Christmas, you can buy the Swiss Miss peppermint hot chocolate that has the little Swiss Miss marshmallows inside the packet. I always loved when those came out so close to Christmas. I would buy so many boxes and try to make it last throughout the rest of like the year and throughout the rest of like winter and stuff, because that was my favorite instant hot chocolate ever. I wish I could buy it again, but I always forget, and by the time it comes close to Christmas, I just can't find them. But it's by far my favorite instant hot chocolate, and maybe it's just because I'm nostalgic for it. Because I can't say objectively it's the best. There's probably way better instant hot chocolates out there. Especially, like, now that, you know, there's actual chocolate brands making instant hot chocolates. But, I have such a soft spot for Swiss Miss. Swiss Miss is always going to be up there with, like, winter. Like, to me, winter is Swiss Miss. Which, considering the fact that I've been living in the southern hemisphere for, like, 6 years now? Yeah, like 6 years now. I still associate Christmas with winter, because that's how I grew up. Christmas has always been winter to me. It's weird having Christmas in the middle of summer here. It's always weird having, because for me, Christmas has always been like, you know, like ham and mac and cheese, or like hot pot if we're doing something with my mom's family. Like something warm. Something like warm and comforting and like filling. But here in Australia, a lot of people for Christmas do like shrimp and seafood and like lobster and oysters. Like that's the Christmas thing here. Having like super fresh seafood. Which is good. I'm never gonna say no. But it doesn't feel like Christmas to me. It feels like a 4th of July party, kind of. Like, that's what Christmas feels like here. But maybe that's just me. I'm sure if, like, more people from the Southern Hemisphere went to the Northern Hemisphere, they'd probably experience something in reverse, to be honest. Where they're getting, like, the opposite experience, where they feel like it's, like, Christmas is supposed to be warm. But then again, a lot of the media and a lot of movies and stuff are based in the Northern Hemisphere. So all like the Christmas movies are gonna be like white Christmases and snow and fireplaces. I wonder how that experience would have been for people that grew up in the Southern Hemisphere, actually, seeing these Christmas movies that like aren't actually Christmas to them. It's too bad all of you guys are American. I can't ask any of you. Or at least, as far as I know, none of you guys are really grown up in the Southern Hemisphere. Christmas is cold, for real, for real. Ugh. Speaking of cold, I wish it was cold. I like the cold so much better than I like the heat. Because then you can curl up in the blankets, you can put on sweaters, you can put on fuzzy socks, you can have like nice heated blankets all curled up on a couch. When it's hot, you can't do anything. You can't peel off another layer of your skin. And there's only so much you can do in a public setting as well. Like, if it's hot, you're just suffering. And that's it. There's nothing you can do about it. It's miserable. Give me cold! I mean, that being said, just freeze my life, fam. Yeah, just freeze. No, not that cold. I like snow, but I don't want to be, like, everything iced over, because ice scary. Ice scary. No. I want mid-cold. Mid-tier cold. Where there's a little bit of snow, but not enough to completely ruin my day. And prevent me from doing anything if I want to do something. Which most of the time the answer will be no. But if it is, I'd like to be able to do it. That being said, shift over. Go home!